I have found no reason why I should not sentence Mr. Okello with the maximum sentence.
N'olw'ensonga ezo waggulu sirina kyenzudde kiŋŋaana kuwa Okello ekibonerezo ekisingayo obunene.
I hereby sentence him to suffer death for the murder of Eteku Gideon in count 1, Keisha Agenroth Otim in count 2, Seriange Ignatius in count 3, and Odekerayan in count 4 in a manner authorized by law.
Olw'ensonga eyo nsindika Okello Christopher ku kibonerezo ekyakalabba olw'okutta abaana bano. Omusango ogusooka Oteku, owokubiri Keisha, omusango gwokusatu Seriange Ignatius ne Odeke mu ngeri eragirwa mu mateeka.
And Mr. Okello, you have a right of appeal. You have a right of appeal against the conviction of this court, both the conviction and the sentence. This you should do within 14 days from today. You have a right to appeal to the Court of Appeal.
Oyina eddembe okujulira musango guno ku nsala oba n'ekibonerezo ekikuweereddwa mu nnaku 14 okuva olwaleero mu kooti ejulirwamu.
And that is the order of the court.
Ekyo ekiragiro kya kooti.
Hello, welcome to CTV. My name is John and I've been coming on social media, scrolling and seeing some videos putting an image that Christopher Okello is dead. Now this is the fact. Christopher Okello, the man who killed 4 toddlers at Gaba Daycare Center, has now officially appealed both his conviction and sentence. This appeal comes less than 2 months after the High Court found him guilty of one of the most shocking child murder cases in Uganda's recent history. Now, this Christopher Okello lodged a complaint and appeal before the Court of Appeal, challenging the judgment that convicted him of murdering 4 children at the Gaba Early Childhood Development Program Daycare Center. Remember, we had a public court, and Okello was convicted on 30th April by Justice Alice Kovmuhangi. Now, according to court documents filed through the Uganda Law Society's Legal Aid Office, Okello urges that the trial judge failed to properly evaluate the evidence presented during the trial, resulting in what he calls a miscarriage of justice. Okello says the judge failed to properly evaluate the evidence presented during the trial. The judge, this is the key point, the judge failed to properly evaluate the evidence presented during the trial. Okello also claims that the court did not adequately consider medical evidence relating to his mental condition before finding him criminally responsible for the killings. Remember, he said he was mentally disturbed. That's why he's saying the court did not adequately consider medical evidence relating to his mental condition. In addition to that, Okello also has challenged the death sentence imposed by the High Court, describing it as harsh and excessive. Okello says the conviction that was given on him, it was harsh and excessive. Giving him this sentence, it was so harsh and excessive. That is one. 2, Okello says the court did not adequately consider his medical evidence. Then the third one is the evidence presented to the trial, during the trial. It wasn't it wasn't adequately evaluated. It was not properly evaluated so that can give proper justice. So in his appeal is asking the Court of Appeal to overturn the conviction, set aside the sentence, and order his release. Okello ayagamba, please leave me, I go alone. Yes, mundeke ngende, I was a mad person, I was mentally challenged, obujulizi tebwamala, ekifubiro kyamwampa kinene, mundeke ngende. That is Okello Christopher Nyom. Okello, remember on 30th, as I told you, 30th April, Justice Alice Komuhangi Kawuka convicted Okello after 3-week trial over the murder of 4 toddlers identified as Eteku Gideon, Keisha Again Roth, Otim, Serunyange Ignatius, and Odeke Ryan. While delivering the judgment, the judge described the crime as one of the rarest of the rare offenses. You see, this is a case that wasn't that in the recent years, it has never happened in Uganda. So and the judge said it warranted the maximum punishment under Uganda's laws. The case demanded, or the case needed, maximum sentence or maximum punishment under the laws of Uganda, because it has never happened in the history of cases in Uganda. Now, the court also noted that the victims were vulnerable children who depended on adults for protection, and found that the murders had been carefully planned and deliberately executed. That is Alice Komuhangi giving her judgment. Why? Because these were children, they had no defense, the protection were on their parents, but Okello Christopher Nyom planned these things by going to ICC, searching on internet, planning, and doing other things. Justice Komuhangi also rejected the defense argument that Okello was mentally ill at the time of the killings. Why? Because the court further relied on evidence that included internet searches allegedly linked to Okello, which prosecutors urged demonstrated prior planning and intent. So Okello planned this action of killing 4 children. Yes, the judge also ultimately concluded that the murderers were likely motivated by ritual sacrifice. Despite retaining the death penalty in law, Uganda has not carried out civilian execution since 1999. Yes, since 1999, people have been getting sentenced to death, but they have not been killed, because there is that process. The president has always saying, well, they may be there, but they may not need, there's no need of killing them. So Okello, some people said, even if they have sentenced him to death, but the president has not ordered for the execution of these convicted personnel in Ruzira since 1999. But before that, yeah, some convictions took place. And some executions took place in Ruzira. So the Court of Appeal is expected to hear the matter on a date that is yet to be announced. And of course, we shall continue to follow developments in this case and bring you updates as they emerge. Why can't you subscribe and follow CTV for these updates? Just follow now and don't miss daily updates, because this video dedicated to most videos have been coming across on social media. They're portraying an image that Christopher Okello was hanged. This is not true. The man has appealed for the sentence, terming it as harsh, and also putting 2 grounds. One, the court did not consider his mental evidence. Then 2, and also the evidence put on him, the court did not seriously or properly evaluate that evidence so that to ascertain that he was the person. Remember the evidence, they brought forensic evidence, checking fingerprints of Christopher Okello, bank accounts, how he used to move, CCTV footage. The evidence was technological. Yes, there is technology that was based on his evidence. They checked the fingerprint of the knife that he had, or they suspected to have the knife that this Okello used. Then they also checked DNA on the clothes of these victims. Then they checked several things, internet searching, the transfers of money, bank accounts, the intention, and even himself, what he said in court. So the court laid mostly on forensic evidence that was presented, is the evidence that was presented in court. Well, let's wait for the Court of Appeal. This is also another interesting conversation to watch here at CTV, and of course we'll be giving you updates live and clear. Thank you for being part of CTV. See you in the next video. But Christopher Okello is alive and kicking in Nerozira. Yes, those videos of saying they have been hanged, treat them as misleading, though that is fake news. That is fake news. The man is still alive despite the community, the Gaba community and the Ugandans were jubilating for his conviction, but the man is still alive and appealing that judgment through the legal aid office, that is Christopher Okello Unyum. Okay, see you in the next video.